Hello, everybody. Welcome to Love Walk with Lamidi. So, today I'm going to be telling a story. Yeah. And this story is basically about me and my childhood experience with, I was really troubled. Just my childhood experience with like depression, with lower self esteem. I'm also going to share a story and I'm going to share how we can best overcome it. That's from my own perspective. So growing up, I was like an average kid, living in a really great environment. My parents weren't rich. They didn't have much money. We were basically living in a good environment, but we were living as poor people. Um, they, what I mean poor people doesn't mean that we didn't have the basic minimum, but compared to the environment that we lived in, it was really quite a challenge. And growing up, it wasn't so easy. So many a times, I had to wear the same clothes over and over again from my nursery school to my primary school. I remember there was a time when I had to repeat clothes during my nursery school. We have like the end of the year party, and I wore the same clothes I wore the previous year, and I wore the same clothes the following year. And I remember my teacher then said, is it that your mom will not have money to buy you clothes, that you're wearing the same clothes? So imagine me, maybe I was like 4, 5, and I was like, I could remember because this stuff's really affected me adversely. That was like my first real um, experience of being like bullied or having a very low self-esteem from outside, like from people outside my house. Then take it up higher. My parents had like a beautiful garden, and it was really awesome because we got to grow different things like banana, plantain, various kind of vegetables. And it was awesome because as a child, I used to love going to the garden, and it was like a fantastic experience for me. But I remember one time we were having a an end of the school party. Like I was in maybe primary school, can't remember the class. And my parents didn't have money, like my parents were together and all this. They were not separated or anything. They were really doing well. And I remember then I had to go to class for the end of the school term party. And then it was more like a love feast where everybody brings a little of everything. There's no list. You just get to bring something that you should be happy about. And I remember that day I went to school with bananas because we just got a fresh harvest of bananas. And when I got there, the teacher was like, is it banana that your mommy can give you? And you want to eat other people's things? You cannot eat other people's things. You will eat your banana alone. And man, I felt so bad because like in Nigeria, when you're having like a love feast, people don't bring fruits naturally. People bring things like biscuits, juice, sweets, gum, chewing gum, and just a lot of junk chocolates and all that. But my parents couldn't afford that at that moment. What they could afford or what they could bring conveniently was something from the garden. And they brought bananas, and it was like a whole bunch of bananas, like maybe over 30 or 40 pieces. But that was what the teacher said to me. Oh, and man, she said it in front of the whole classroom. I felt so bad because at this junction, I was already carrying that baggage of repeating clothes. And the teacher had to say that to me, and silently I kept it to my chest. And I wasn't the kind of person that, would just express myself. I would always bottle things in. And imagine now I'm in 2 grades higher than that previous grade. Like maybe I was in primary 2, primary 3, can't really remember the class, but I remember how I felt. I felt like a piece of shit. I felt worthless and stupid. And the best part, I couldn't tell anybody because it would seem like I'm being ungrateful from my parents' end because they are trying to give me what they can afford. And for where I was, it wasn't quite good enough. And I remember leaving there, I felt so stupid, so worthless. And from there, I became so self aware of myself. Oh, I'm wearing the same shoe. This is the second year running. And it didn't mean that the shoe were bad, or it doesn't mean that it was spoiled or anything like that. But I just had that mindset that, oh no, I'm going to do this again. And I always look down on myself. Okay, so that's part of the story I'm going to share today. So it took me years, and it was a journey. I couldn't just, that's just a part of the story. I've not even gotten to gotten into the nitty gritty parts of the story, but this is just a start. But for me, it was super hard. I couldn't just, as a kid, that was just that few experience that I just shared really, really just bugged me out of my head. So how did I overcome it? Boy, it wasn't easy. If you want to know how I truly overcame all the struggles and challenges, and I haven't told you the best parts, you have to come in for watch my next video. But please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it. If you know somebody that's going through something, in like something that maybe close to what I went through as a child, please, 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 please share with the person. Let the person know about these videos. I know the video quality isn't top notch yet. I'm a work in progress. We'll get there. But let the person know, let the person watch these videos. In the series of weeks that are coming, I'll be sharing more stories about myself, about how I overcame a lot of things. And I'll be talking about depression from a non-medical perspective. And I think that would be great. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great time. Bye.